We're back. This is part 2, and I did some research, because why not? The evolution system. Buglins, as shown in the previous video, will turn into Ruptors. Ruptors will turn into Manglers after 30 kills. Ruptors and Manglers will target any non-parasite mob they find by either attacking the mob or giving them the Call of the Hive effect. They will turn them into their assimilated variant or an incomplete form. The assimilated mobs that can disguise will fake to be sane mobs, i.e. normal-looking mobs, and give Call of the Hive to nearby mobs, spreading it. The few assimilated mobs to not disguise are the most likely to evolve. The process branches here. By killing 5 aggressive mobs, and there are 3 others assimilated mobs near, they will melt into moving flesh and merge into one of the currently available primitive parasites. Most assimilated mobs will evolve into feral parasites once they reach 60 kills, assuming they are not able to melt into moving flesh prior. If an assimilated human or villager kills 5 skeletons, it will become a host. If an assimilated adventurer gets 15 kills, it will evolve into a thrall. If a host gets 40 kills, it will evolve into a herd. Primitive parasites, after killing 10 aggressive mobs, can evolve into adapted parasites. They will be struck with lightning when they evolve, but this is a purely cosmetic effect, and the resulting adapted parasite will not be damaged. As of now, this is the apex of the evolution system, as explained by the wiki. Now, what does the wiki have to say about beacons? Stage 1 beacon. Stage 1 beacons are a unique type of mob spawned by the reinforcement system. Spawned by residue with a 1 in 2,000, 20,000, 1 in 20,000 chance every random tick. So a 0.0005% chance. They can also be spawned by infested blocks created by other beacons, and spawned by Stage 4 beacons. So Stage 4 beacons can summon in Stage 1 beacons. Stage 1 beacons, elongated bodies are rooted in the ground, form a tree-like structure, emerges 4 long appendages, which present some small green growths. Surrounded by the 4 appendages is a green orb found at the center of their body. Their entire body is completely gray. Stage 1 beacons are incapable of attacking and movement, but despite this, they possess great world-influencing abilities. They are capable of spawning Ruptors through the usage of biomass. They're able to convert blocks depending on their hardness to their infested variant. These include infested dirt, stone, and wood. The same infested blocks can generate more beacons, extending the range of the infested zone. There can be a maximum of 3 beacons per chunk. Infested blocks can damage players. The chance of this to happen can be lowered by wearing an armor piece. By default, the best item is the leather helmet, which has a 50% chance to ignore block damage. Iron and diamond helmets have a 30% chance. So basically, it makes it harder by saying, hey, the worst helmet in the game besides gold has the most chance of blocking damage. Stage 1 beacons can break blocks that have their hardness value up to 3 with a 60 tick cooldown and 1 block range. Stage 1 beacons occasionally throw bombs around them when damaged, which inflict viral and poison. Weakness. Stage 1 beacons, like any other mob, present a weakness to fire. Damage inflicted by fire is quadrupled. Stage 1 beacons will take damage over time and die The current dimension is phase 2 or lower. So basically, once we hit phase 3, beacons will be able to work. Because I was wondering why they were dying. Evolution phases are a system. With this system, parasite forces will grow stronger each time they complete a task, gaining points. This system is divided in 11 phases. Phase -2 all the way to phase 8. Things to know regarding phases. They do not depend on time, but on obtaining points, which is explained below. World generation can greatly impact how fast phases progress. Don't be surprised if they prosper better in some worlds, while in others they don't. Points are gained cumulatively. The point counter does not reset every time the phase advances. For 20 minutes after changing phases, parasites will not be able to gain points. This can be circumvented with the command set cooldown 0. Okay. All dimensions other than the overworld and nether start with -100 points in phase -1 by default. The overworld starts in phase 0 with 0 points, and the nether starts in phase 1 with -50 points. So the end starts with -100 in phase -1. Parasites are able to obtain points to advance into higher evolution phases. They can gain points by completing certain tasks, these being killing mobs, 1 point each, assimilating mobs, 6 points each, infesting blocks, 3 points each, merging, 10 points each, cysts, consuming items, 2 points each. If an adapted parasite that spawned from merging despawns, 100 points each. Don't let adapted parasites despawn. Got it. Each time they gain enough points to move to the next phase, a message will be sent in chat, accompanied by a unique sound. We've seen that. Using lures, a series of blocks introduced by the mod, when right-clicked, they lower points by a certain amount depending on the lure that was used. They are the only way to decrease phases. Note that when the phases decrease, all nearby parasites will gain the rage effect. Breaking infested blocks created by a beacon will subtract 1 point per block broken. Killing parasites. When a parasite is killed, it will subtract some points from the dimension. This cannot decrease phases. Killing parasites that have the debar effect will not subtract any points. The exact amount of points subtracted varies per tier. Values can be seen below and shows a list. Measuring phases. The bloody clock. Okay. Phase -2 is basically a way of saying, hey, parasites can't evolve in this dimension. -100 evolution points required to enter this phase. Parasites cannot spawn. Parasites cannot obtain points regardless of what they do. Phase 1, -50 evolution points required to enter this phase. Parasites cannot spawn. Parasites that enter the dimension can infect native mobs and advance to phase 0. So the nether is screwed. Phase 0, the initial phase. Buglins can spawn naturally. Buglins will run away when they're near a player or an aggressive mob in order to increase their chances to survive and grow. Sleeping will add 3 points. Phase 1, 400 evolution points required to enter this phase. Ruptors can now spawn naturally. Ruptors run away when they're near a player or an aggressive mob, unless they're in a group of 2 or more. Ruptors attack hostile mobs if they're in a group of 2 or more. Sleeping will add 5 points. Phase 2. 800 evolution points required to enter this phase. Ruptors will now attack any entity in order to assimilate it, regardless if they're alone or not. Assimilated mobs can now spawn naturally. Sleeping will add 50 points in Phase 2. Phase 3. 1800 evolution points required to enter this phase. Mobs with the Call of the Hive effect will now drop will not drop any loot. Great. Assimilated Endermen can now spawn naturally. Oh, wonderful. Beckon's dispatchers and deterrents will no longer take damage and die over time. Okay, reinforcement system is unlocked. Stage 1 beacons will slowly grow to Stage 2. Buglins will now stop spawning naturally. Passive point gaining is now active. Each second, Parasite's kill count will go up by 0.05. Sleeping will now add 5,000 points. Phase 4. 100,000 evolution points required to enter this phase. Primitive parasites and thralls can now spawn naturally. Stage 1 beacons will now normally grow to Stage 2. Stage 2 beacons will slowly grow to Stage 3. Meaning, normally grow, boop, slowly grow, slowly. Passive points gaining increased each second will go up by 0.075. Reinforcement system chances to activate are increased by 0.03%. Colonies are now unlocked, work in progress at the moment. Fishing will no longer give items. And sleeping will add 50,000 points. Keep in mind, that's only phase 4. There's 8 phases. 8 phases. Okay, wonderful. Phase 5. 1 million evolution points required to reach this phase. Nodes are now unlocked. Oh no. So, I did some research. Nodes start the parasite biome. They have an entire biome once they get high enough. As evidenced by a biome purifier. They have cores. They have a biome. With fog. We're very screwed. I'll let them keep getting stuff in the background because I want them to level up as I explain things. Okay. Nodes are unlocked. Stage 2 beacons will now normally grow to Stage 3. Stage 3 beacons will slowly grow to Stage 4. Beacons will now ignore their summoning cooldown. Passive point gaining increased to 0.1. Reinforcement system chances to activate are increased to 0.04. All disguised assimilated mobs will now drop their disguise. Points gained by sleeping will now be multiplied by 5. Sleeping will now add 1,500,000 points. 30 million evolution points required to enter Phase 6. Adapted parasites and manglers will now spawn naturally. Stage 3 beacons will now normally grow to Stage 4. Passive point gaining is increased to 0.15. Reinforcement system chances to activate are increased to 0.05. Assimilated mobs and ruptors will now stop spawning naturally. Mobs have a 20% chance to spawn with the Call of the Hive effect. Crops grow 10% slower. Sleeping will add 25 million points. I'm sorry, I'm screwed. I can't sleep no more. Do we have phantoms? We don't have phantoms. That's a bonus. No phantoms. Sleeping is against the law now. Fun. Phase 7. 100 million evolution points required to enter this phase. Grunts and monarchs. Grunts and monarchs. Grunts and monarchs will now spawn naturally. Passive point gaining is increased. Each second, parasites' kill count will go up by 0.25%. Or not percent, by 0.25. Reinforcement system chances to activate are increased to 0.07. Primitive parasites will now stop spawning naturally. Parasites will now ignore sky light levels when spawning naturally. Do I need to say anything? Do I need to say more? Okay. Parasites will... Okay. Mobs have a 40%... Oh, gosh. Oh, dear goodness. Mobs have a 40% chance to spawn with the Call of the Hive effect. Crops grow 30% slower. Sleeping will add 150,000 points, but keep in mind, back at Phase 5, points gained by sleeping will now be multiplied by 5. They will be getting 750 million points if I sleep during that stage. 750 million points. I would immediately go to the next stage. The next stage is Phase 8, final stage. 600,000 evolution points required to enter this phase. Passive point gaining is increased. Each second parasite's kill count will go up by 0.35. Reinforcement system chances to activate are increased by 0.09. Crops now grow 60% slower. Mobs have a 60% chance to spawn with the Call of the Hive, and sleeping will add 5 points each time I sleep from that. Parasites can reach a maximum of 2 billion points in any dimension. This is gonna be great. This is fantastic. We love this. We're just... Okay. So, how can we speed this along? We're in Phase 2. Merging, 10 points. Alright, so merging is the evolution system. So basically, there is... Oh. Polar bear's not safe either. We love that. Where is... incomplete forms? Oh. I did want to look. Incomplete forms. Incomplete forms are a series of mobs placed into the crude tier. Okay. Spawns if the assimilation process is abruptly stopped while the mob has Call of the Hive 2. Spawns if the assimilation is successful, yet the mob doesn't have an assimilated variant. Depending on the size model, an incomplete form of a certain size will be generated. If the size is inferior to 0.517, it'll generate a small incomplete form. If the size is major to 0.517, it'll generate a medium incomplete form. Both incomplete forms are masses of messed up flesh and bone. Both forms are melee combatants. The small one can jump 1 block, the medium can jump 3 blocks. Okay. Good to know.
Introducing Alexa Emergency Assist.
Advertisements, they suck. And that is the process of how the primitives are made. I have to know. Yeah, the assimilated Ender Dragon head is like its own mini-boss, I think. I think it's a rare drop. But also incredibly difficult. So, if we were to check right now, still at phase 2. Out of curiosity, sweet dreams. Not really. So I'm just trying to see if we can get some beacons going at the moment. Feel free to skip ahead to the time I post in the video when I actually get that started. Okay. I just tested it right there. Reinforced blocks. They can't get in. We want that. So not even villagers will be safe. So I'm really just trying to get them to the next phase as quickly as possible at the moment. Phase 2. Sleeping will add 50 points. We have to get to 1800. Is there a way to check? Here we go. There we go. Oh yeah, there's a crawling version of the Enderman, because, you know, in case the standing one wasn't scary enough, there's a crawling one, too. Mm. Yes, I remember now. There's one that can heal them. I should probably check which one that is. Give me a second. Mobs. Crude parasites. It's either the bolster or the summoner. Reekers can perform small leaps both on land and in liquids. That's what the hosts look like right over there. Oh, we're in stage 3. Did we crash? Nope. Alright. I'm gonna just make it peaceful real quick. Just so that it's not too laggy. Proceeds to still be laggy. So that's a stage 4 beacon. Well, let's place them over here a bit. So we have stage 1 beacon, stage 2 beacon, stage 3 beacon, and stage 4 beacon. On top of the beacons, we also have the dispatchers. Now, dispatcher, now see stage 4 beacon has already summoned more beacons. So, dispatcher, we have the stage 1 dispatcher, the stage 2 dispatcher, the stage 3 dispatcher, and the stage 4 dispatcher. Now, what it does, I have no idea. Fun. I'll probably post it as a comment on what it does. But it's a similar structure block, similar to the first one. On top of those, we have these things. The tendrils. Because we're in stage 3, the tendrils are placeable. Now, as you can see, I don't even know what that was, but it's gone now, which is horrifying. As you can see, they're already starting to infect the local area with infested dirt and stuff. So pretty soon, this entire region will likely become infected territory. We love that. My favorite thing to do is just go, like, very far to, like, a new area and just sit here and see how long that takes to just, you know, do its thing. Now, I'm fairly certain a certain number of mobs will become... What's the word I'm looking for? A certain number of passive mobs will have... fudge, what's the word? I can't think of the word. Will be infected. Certain passive mobs will be infected. And I believe when they're within, like, beacons, is that shown. It's becoming weak to my fist. And is slowly healing. I'm concealed, look at that. Yeah, we're most certainly in stage 3. Oh. Tunnels spawn buglins. I don't know. I think manglers place the tunnels, but I could be wrong. Ah, yes, the dispatcher is the one that shows their true forms. So when they're near a dispatcher and they look like real mobs, the dispatcher will, if they're near it, the dispatcher will take down their disguises if they're near it. So if we quickly fly over to the other village, like if we place that, we'll see that's a real sheep. And so now that the corruptors know, they'll infect it. So if we come over here to this beacon and place a dispatcher, we'll see all of the mobs, i.e. villagers, that are not infected. And the Ruptors will go and do their work. Yeah. Stage 3, it already gets crazy. Phase 3. This is just Phase 3. I think the only creatures safe are the squids. But yeah, it gets bad real fast. Now, we're in Phase 3, right? Sleeping will add 5,000 points. Phase 4. Just killed. Now, I know for a fact one of them heals. Where did they all go? Whatever, I probably don't want to know. I know for a fact one of the parasites revives them. I don't remember which one it is. Okay, so bolsters are capable of giving regeneration 2 to nearby parasites that are up to 16 blocks away. I believe that's the adapted summoner. Yeah, I think by stage 3... I think that's what we're on, or are we on stage 4? Yeah, phase 4, all hope is lost. Expect to be dead within seconds. Yes, I'm correct. The summoner can take the remains and turn them back into the creature that you killed. And then I believe if I set the cooldown to that, can't sleep now. There's monsters nearby. Let me see. Where? Creepers. There we go. Not sure if this will send us to stage 5 or not. Nope. Yeah. At a certain point, it just gets so bad. Like, so bad. And they don't mind digging around. Trust me. Oh yeah, build up that immunity to lava already. I love that. That's great. That's exactly what we need to see right now. There is some good news to them existing, and that's they do a lot of the quote-unquote mining for you. Literally. But, yeah. What do we got in here? Iron ore. Give me all the good ores. So, this is the mod that I am surviving. Now, obviously, hopefully we didn't crash. No, not responding. Alright, we're back. Hopefully, it's not this bad. Because if it's this bad, then, not gonna be fun. I want the coal. So, anyone wants to try out this mod pack, let me know. I'm sure I can make an arrangement to share it with you. After all, who doesn't like to watch some good old suffering? Advanced looting 3, and a totem of shielding. What is that from? I think I want one. So, I'd say what phase are we on again? Phase 4. We haven't even seen Phase 8 yet. But I think it's safe to say, if I ever do, it'll be very painful survival. So, with the nightmares of what I'm going to have to face out of the way, I think now is a perfect time to say farewell, and I will see you all when session 3 of the Let's Play happens. Because diagonally, this is going to be a tough one. Yeah. I say we end it there.